Hey, welcome back. And today I want to talk about getting us into looking for red flag situations or stuff that you kind of look at and you don't really think about until after the fact when you are out touring homes. So, when I go out and tour a home with clients, took some clients out this morning, we went to three different homes. And the first home we went to had a little swimming pool in the backyard, and it was probably about 1,800 square feet, not very big, but the ceilings were tall, so the place didn't look like it was that small. There was a couple of different themes going on. They had remodeled it. It looked like it several different times, but overall it was super clean. It was a very attractive place. If you're looking to kind of downsize and all of that, that would have been a perfect situation for you. But the bigger deal and the agent went there and turned on all the lights, which was really nice. The thing that struck me most was that the place was very clean. It was vacant, and everything in the backyard was pretty organized. It had a nice little turf backyard to it. And so I didn't really pick up on anything I'm not looking for problems. But I am checking to see stuff that a buyer doesn't look for. And when you're with your realtor, if they're not doing that, then you need to be doing it. And what I'm talking about is, where's the water heater? Is it a tankless or a tank water heater? Where is the washer and dryer going to go? What is the flow of the house? Go outside and look at the air conditioning system and see if you can tell how old it is. On some of those models, they'll have the date on them. I know there's a code on there. I don't know what it is, that you can look at that. This one had a pool. Look at the pool equipment and just kind of give yourself a visual. And I'm going to talk about this in the next two homes that we went to. And just kind of take some mental notes. And if you see something as a buyer, you need to say something, because if it's something that you're interested in, you need to go and get more information about it and ask questions. I mean, this could be the biggest purchase of your life. You may be staying there only 3 to 5 years. You may be staying there 20 years. You don't know what your life's going to be like, but you need to go into a situation knowing kind of what you're buying and getting into. So that was the first house. Then the second house, which we went to, we knew was going to be a pretty much full remodel. It was built in the mid-'80s. Structurally, it looked like it was in super sound condition. The roof looked like it was good. There were some trees with some overhanging limbs that needed to be trimmed back. And let me tell you something. When you're trimming back trees, especially in Texas and Flower Mound, and they are these live oak trees, it can be expensive. I mean, we're talking $500 to $2,000 on up. So you need to mentally calculate that stuff. But here was the thing on this particular home. And these are kind of the red flags that I was looking for. I didn't catch this, but when I walked into the garage, I did catch the fact that the attic door was open and the ladder was down, which I thought was kind of weird. Don't really see that. But the buyer decided he wanted to go up there and see what it was. Well, there was a towel wrapped around a pipe with water leaking in a pan. All right. Don't know what that is, but obviously that's a red flag. And then in the where the washer and dryer connections were, they had caps on them, but they were leaking. So where's that water going to? It didn't look like it was going down the drain pipe. It was probably going behind the wall. Think about that. Those are things that you need to be looking at. And if you decide to go under contract, you need to tell the inspector that so that they can identify that as well, if in case they miss it. Because water damage behind the wall, bad deal. The other thing that kind of caught my eye was this one had a swimming pool as well. And they had redone, we call it gunite in Texas, on the bottom of the pool floor. And the spa and the pool had two different types of surfaces that was kind of weird, but they were in good condition. But then when we went and walked around the corner to where the pool equipment was, the little door was open where the timer and all that stuff was, and the wires didn't look like they were all maybe connected up properly, but I'm not an electrician, so who knows. But my point being is that, why was that door open? It hasn't been raining, but is there something going on that it's not functioning properly? So something to think about. Buyers a lot of times get caught up in the flash. They always say that staging homes will help sell the home a little bit quicker. And this one had some mild staging. When I say mild, it had, like towels in the bathrooms and some flower pots and fake stuff here and there. But that can be a distraction to a buyer. You got to go past all of that. And who cares what all that stuff is? You need to be looking at the four walls and the ceiling and the floor, corner to corner, side to side, up and down. And don't get caught up in those distractions, because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it look more homey and make it look nicer, which I do the same thing. But when you're a buyer, you need to keep your eyes wide open. Now, this one needed to be a total remodel. So guesstimate somewhere between $200,000 and $300,000. The price was still a little bit on the high side, but maybe another, 5% off plus the $200,000, that could probably get the job done. So that was number two. Number three, the third one, the last one, we walked into this place and there was bold colors, different colors all over the place, but the layout was super choppy. And, you need to really look at not necessarily how you would put your furniture in there, because sometimes furniture doesn't always work, but take some time. It's really hard to assess things on a 15 or 30-minute walkthrough of a house. You really need a little bit more time, if you can have it, to just kind of try to picture yourself there and feel if it's something that would work. This place to me was dark, it was choppy, the floor plan was terrible. I don't really know who lived there before. It had been on the market for well over 100 days. And that's just something, when you're looking at a home, look for the small red flags, because you don't want to spend money on an inspection, and you don't want to put up option money that we've talked about before, because you're not getting the option money back. So you could be into this deal for $1,000 and go, I don't really like it. Take your time. We've got some breathing room right now, especially in Flower Mound. And take some time, do your research, look at the pictures really closely, because the pictures can be super deceiving until you get there. But take your time, look for the red flags. I'm Chris Hooper, and I'm going to see you next time.